Buongiorno, we're here in Bologna, which is the food capital of Italy. It's just Tanner and I here for the day, and our main goal is to eat, drink, and be merry. This is our very first time here, so we're just excited to walk the streets, take in the views, and of course, taste that incredible food. So with that, andiamo.
For our first stop this morning, we walked about 35-40 minutes from the train station here to Osteria 15, so Osteria 15, and this place was very busy. The moment that we showed up here, we thought it was locked. We got here right at like 12, but there was actually a few people already inside, and we snuck in and were able to grab a table before a lot of reservations happened this afternoon. Inside, it's a really calm, cozy setting, not very many tables, which is why we wanted to show up here right on time as it can get busy. Now, we didn't make a reservation for this place, but when we showed up, they did say that we only had until 2 o'clock with our table, so it's just after 12 right now, so we have just under 2 hours to enjoy our meal, which shouldn't be a problem because we're trying to capitalize our time and enjoy so much delicious food while here in Bologna.
Our appetizer made its way out. We have Crushing Peanut, which are beef, and then we're going to be pairing it with some ricotta and balsamic vinegar. So this is like a caramelized balsamic vinegar, and it just sounded so good. I'm excited to try it. I'm going to try this first plain. It's just fried bread. That's good with the cheese on top of it. Without, it's kind of as you'd expect with the fried dough, but it's nice and warm. Not overcooked by any means. Still like airy. Fun first appetizer here in Bologna. Oh my goodness.
That was delicious. Our first stop here at Osteria al 15 was a success. I had a very surprising dish. We knew we were going to get the lasagna bolognese.
Lasagna al forno.
Al forno. So it was really nice, honestly. And it was kind of interesting because I cut into it and it was green like pasta.
Yeah.
And you said it was like a spinach base.
That's my guess.
Or it assumed to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, the flavors were really good. They brought out like the little Parmesan in the middle as well. And I had no idea what I was going to get. I saw a lot of different options that sounded good, but I decided to ask the waitress what she would recommend. So I got the Grimagna alla salsiccia, and this one was really good. At first, the noodles look like kind of like a thinner macaroni, like that's the closest thing I could like compare it to, but the taste and like the texture was just incredible. So just like a little bit longer, like curled, yeah,
but definitely longer than macaroni.
And they just had like they were a tiny hole in the middle of it, so it was a really fun pasta and so delicious with the sausage. I can just like still taste like the difference of the flavor between mine and the lasagna was more strong on the Grimagna.
Yeah, I had a bite of my lasagna and I was like, oh, this is amazing. But then when I had his, I was very surprised that I think yours took the cake. It was just saltier. The flavors were stronger, I think because sausage and like the salt from it, I don't know, just paired really well.
Yeah, I think it was like the fats and everything together really just stood out more than like the hamburger itself. Which I believe that's what yours was, was hamburger.
Yeah, there was, how many layers in my lasagna? I counted it. 7?
6 or 7?
Yeah, I think 6 or 7, and just like it was made so well. Whoever made it did a really good job, and it was crowded. Did you mention that?
Yes, we, again, as we were leaving, there were more and more people pouring in, but just a really fun, cozy environment. There was actually extra seating in the back that was next to the bathrooms and stuff. We would recommend if you're looking for a really fun place for the area. It is also nice because this is away from the really popular tourist area. It's very inconspicuous over here, like it's very easily hidden. You could walk right by and not know that the restaurant was here.
We're gonna go and walk it off a little bit, and I think also get some gelato. So we know we're not gonna have many gaps between our eating, but what a way to start. The gelato's kind of tipping, but it looks so incredibly creamy. We are at Cremeria Cavour. That is such a good amarena flavor, except it's better because I just had chocolate shavings and maybe some pieces of hazelnut, but like small. This one was called Amarenata, and then I got the Cremino Pistachio. So we just got like the one scoop, but two flavors. Oh, that's pungent. You could like taste, like if I just ate a pistachio out of the shell. This might be one of the best gelato places that I've had, and we've had some really good gelato. This is really good. I'm definitely having a pinch me moment, dying over this gelato in Bologna. Like, what the heck? This is just a life I never would have dreamed of, and I'm so happy to be able to have. And I just had to put in one more statement about the gelato because it is amazing, and you have the option to add chocolate into your cone at the bottom. We've seen this in other gelaterias. Actually, this is the first time I've done it, but it won't be the last because I love it. It's really good.
So we sat down here at the Salumeria and we're waiting for our huge platter, and I say huge, it's a decent sized platter of like meats and cheese, and the guy asked us if we wanted one of these breads, and we were thinking that it was just like a normal bread, and here we are with more sliced meat. So it looks like it's got a little bit of pepper and maybe some cheese in there. It smells delicious. The bread is so nice and like soft in the middle and crunchy on the outside.
Salami di formaggio e un po' di pane. Buon appetito.
Grazie. Alright, we stepped a few blocks away from the very busy street that we were on, but the Salumeria was amazing. We sat down and we ordered this very large plate of sliced meats and cheeses. We thoroughly enjoyed it. We definitely took away a lot of it because, as you guys saw, we ate not too long ago, but we are trying to take advantage of tasting some different foods in this area, and so we're going to be enjoying this a little bit later this evening or tomorrow. There were 5 different sliced meats and 3 different cheeses, and honestly, they were all really tasty. We really enjoyed the mortadella, which originates here in Bologna. And then for the cheeses, we had, of course, Parmigiano Reggiano, which is like the very common Parmesan cheese that we have. But then the other 2 were new for us. One was Squaccherone, which is a special cheese from like the Emilia-Romagna region, which is where we are now. And it was pretty spreadable and soft, a little bit tangy, kind of like cottage cheese, but like more creamy altogether. A very nice flavor and new for us. And then the other one was a mix of sheep and cow cheese. It was a softer, but like more put together, not as spreadable. They were all really fun to try. And like I said, we're going to be enjoying these leftovers a little bit later.
Switching places here, I got a spritz Bolognese, and I was a fan. I know some Italians might hurt to hear this, but I don't love an Aperol spritz yet. I just haven't gotten on the train, probably because I didn't grow up having alcohol. Not that a lot of kids do have alcohol growing up, but in my 20s, I basically haven't had any until just recently, and I'm still exploring the spritz, and I was happy to say I found one that I enjoyed. Yum.
We're passing this Salumeria where they're selling formaggio and everything, and they have several displays here with like 20, 30, 50, up to 100-month aged Parmesan cheese, and it is €100 for 1 kilogram. This little thing over here is 500 grams, and it is €50. Wow.
I must say, this ice cream is good, but I much prefer the first place that we went to. You can see here the pistachio that I have, and this one is more textured, so there is some like full pistachios in it, which I do like, and it's a fairly strong pistachio flavor. But again, the other one in my opinion was better. And then I also ordered the biscotto della nonna, I think it was called, and that one had like the biscuit cookies with chocolate. And I just was not a big fan of it. The flavors were not that strong, in my opinion. And I do think the texture of the other place was more creamy. Still good. I mean, we're comparing some of the best gelato that you can find, so I'm being very particular here. But if someone asked me where I'd recommend going out of these two, I'd recommend the other one. Our time is coming to an end. So we've decided what better way to spend it than to go and get a third gelato.
We have leftovers and enough food for everything else, so we decided that this is going to be a good sending off before we have to catch our train, head back to get our girls.
We just don't have the appetite for another like meal. Even a panino would be really great, I'm sure, but there's only a little bit of room in there. So
gotta fill it.
And now I'm sad, because we didn't have enough time, but we did make it to the gelateria and the line was just far too long. We had like 10, maybe 15 minutes to give. There just was no way. So to be determined, but I'm gonna put the gelateria down here so you guys can see. And if you're in the area, please go there and tell us how it is. We'll save that one for another day, but we hope you enjoyed this video as much as us. We loved today. It was really nice to just have time together with adults. We love our girlies, of course, but having a day is awesome. And we had some amazing food. I want to be back and I want to live closer to the city because the food was... Did I do that right? Guess I still have to practice that one. But speaking of little hand gestures, Willa yesterday was like doing this with her hand and it was just so cute. I love being able to be here, raise our babies here, and share some of our adventures with you. So again, thank you for being here. If you haven't already, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next video.